in AI that's leading to advancements in the investment banking space. Lots and lots of startups. Yeah. I think you've got a lot of, again, going back to kind of the definition, you've got startups. If you go to the HIMSS conference, which is the Healthcare Information, Systems Conference, it's a big thing every year. You're going to see every booth, lots and lots of startups and big companies, small companies, everybody's there. Everybody's saying that they do AI and, their systems incorporate AI. Whether they actually do or not, I don't really know. But if your question is related to can I identify any?
Just like leaders in the space, names that have popped out to you, or just like generally popped up in the industry as a leader in the space.
Well, the biggest one is IBM Watson, of course. That is basically a natural language processor. Essentially, is you can that's essentially what it is fundamentally. That comes to mind. You've got other players developing similar things like, Dell or HP or what's left of HP, whatever it is now. There are lots of smaller startups. There are lots of really, really small. The one we're working with is actually a really interesting one. Those are the larger ones. I think you've got obviously the other major player is Google, which obviously has, I think, quite arguably the most advanced technology of all of them. Again, depends on who you talk to. That's debatable, but and you've got others that are again trying to push that whole convergence idea. And that could be Amazon, or it could be, Google again comes to mind. So those are sort of the major players. Those are the players which have all of the investment dollars, all of the R&D dollars. They're not looking for a return on their spend. What they're viewing. In fact, having had a conversation with Google recently, they said we don't look at this as something that will generate X% return in 5 years. We're looking at it as an experiment. So whatever we do, we know it's gone. That sunk cost is finished. But it's a way to lock on to something that might actually work and generate a return in the future.
And how are, since you brought them up, how are IBM and Google functioning in the financial services space? Like, what is their reputation and how they're used?
So there was, good and bad. So I think a large consulting firm, I don't know what the nature of it was, but there have been multiple partnerships between industry and these large players. Again, we won't name any of them. Some have the results have been mixed. I think that what people are discovering is that, again, you can do these things on a very large scale and try to solve a big problem at the outset. But the results have been mixed because I think people are trying to leapfrog the incremental solutions that are required. And in many of these partnerships, you have, in one case, they spent, $60 million or $100 million or whatever, and came up with basically nothing. In other cases, in smaller, not smaller, but more finely defined sort of problem sets, particularly, again, I can speak to healthcare uh,